We will never read all the books that we want to, and that is an exciting thought, but it's also slightly terrifying. But then again, it does sound slightly motivating because it feels like a race against the clock to at least try to read all the books that I have on my list and all the books that I will have on my list. 669 million physical books were sold in the UK in 2022, according to the trade body the Publishers Association, the highest ever recorded in the country. And this doesn't even begin to count the books that were borrowed from libraries, the books that were traded amongst friends, the books that were borrowed or taken or exchanged from local book exchange as well. So it's safe to say that in recent years, people are reading more than ever. So there seems to be a bit of a pushback in terms of social media and the things that reap our attention away. I think there is a certain inherent drive within society to, I guess, indulge a bit more in elaborate creativity through books, through long form media from people all over the world. And I think it's exciting because it makes places like these bookstores way more vibrant and energizing of a place to be in. I'd say I probably get through about 18 books or some number close to there through audiobooks, Kindle books, and physical books as well in a year. And I would say that's about a book every month and a half. And although I think that's a decent enough number, I think even if I lived to about 110, it might be only like a little over 1.5 thousand books, which seems like a lot. But when you really begin to think about how many books there are in this world, it's not a lot. And considering my reading list is already probably like 20, 30 books deep, it'll probably take me about 2 years to get around to all of that. And, well, I just don't know what I'm going to do about that. The reason then that I keep buying books to add to my list, to my collection, is more because I have a really bad habit, or a good habit, depending on how you look at it, of buying a book whenever I walk into a bookstore, or at least 80% of the time. And I think that's especially true of the more quaint ones, the ones that have been around for a little bit longer, the ones that have a specific aesthetic or a specific vibe to them, which sort of give you, I don't want to say an illusion, but perhaps an illusion that this place is full of great literature, this place is full of great energy, this place is full of just information and knowledge to be shared. I feel like I partly owe it to institutions that want to increase and I guess just spread knowledge and spread wisdom and stories. And that's because I feel like there's just so many stories to be told in this world, whether it be fiction or non-fiction. So whenever I walk into a store, I just feel compelled to buy the book. And it's not out of any need or necessity of me needing to read a book there and then, because of course my list is quite extensive. But it's more with the hope of knowing that I'll get around to it eventually. When I was younger, I always had a bit of a vision that when I got a home one day, maybe not my first home, but when I had made it and I was looking to sort of build or create specific rooms in a house, I wanted one dedicated to just having a library, whether me or my family could just sit down with any book that they choose to one afternoon on one sunny spring, perhaps cold winter afternoon, and just read. And I guess that ambition still sort of fuels me. And I think currently the manifestation of that is just buying books to add to this library that has not yet manifested, but in hopes that it will one day. And when it does, I want to have a collection of all sorts of books, biographies, historical books, religious books, fiction books, sci-fi, wizarding, adventure, whatever it may be. I want to have a diverse portfolio of books to add into this library that exists within my mind. And that thought still spurs up every now and then. And that thought still motivates me to keep on reading and keep on acquiring books to add to my extensive collection one day. I am grateful that over the years I've been exposed to many different authors, many different novels from all the different kinds of people that I have met in my life. And some of those have turned out to be some of the best works of literature or the best books that I have ever read. And for that, I am truly grateful. I'm truly grateful that the different kinds of people you meet can offer something to you in terms of what resonates with them, what they find appealing, and what they appreciate. And you can sort of share that with them by reading the books that they've read. Now, of course, sometimes this doesn't always work out because they may hate it. I know occasionally I have suggested something that didn't resonate with the person I suggested it to. But I think you learn something about the individual through that process. You learn what they sort of appreciate and what they sort of align themselves with, whether it be an artistic style of writing or a type, I don't know how to say it, I guess a type of novel, a type of literature, whether it be something that's a bit more poetic or something that is a bit more intense and thrilling. And I think that says a lot about someone, and you learn a lot about someone through that process. And I think that's also partly what keeps encouraging me, because I think through reading you can sort of learn about people through ways that can't always be coherently articulated in a simple and meaningful way. And the best way to get a message out is through a book. And like I said, some of the best books that I've ever read have been through suggestions that have been made to me. And those books have just been amazing. And I think that pursuit to find great literature that resonates with me also keeps encouraging me. And through suggestions, through learning about the people in my life, through the types of things they read, and also this sort of pursuit to find great books, keeps encouraging me to keep buying more books. And I guess that's sort of how I justify it to myself. There is so much out there that it is inevitable that we will find works that are comparable to the ones that we currently hold in such high esteem. And to be able to find them and read them and experience them for the first time, again, to that level of enjoyability, I think would be a very nice and heartwarming experience. I guess to some extent, I am always searching for the best story, or if I might be so bold to say, the best universe, where the lore, the characters, the environment, they intertwine so well and so nicely that you can't help but enjoy every moment of the experience that you're witnessing before you. And you never know when you're going to find this best universe. All you can do is keep exploring, and hopefully the day comes where you've got to a point where you don't know. You don't know if you've experienced the best one, but you've been able to experience hundreds and thousands of different places in time, different places within people's minds, different places in the universe, and just enjoyed the experience of exploration. And to me, that's also a very welcoming idea. And until then, until I can safely reflect on whether I found the best place, the best universe, or I guess in retrospect, enjoy the experience of reading thousands and thousands and thousands of books and all the mental explorations I have taken, I'm just going to keep reading one book at a time. Thanks for watching.